start our wet felted eggs, we need to gather our supplies. I've got some clean carded wool. I'm going to use this as the inside of the egg. I also have some coloured wool roving. I have some plastic eggs here that we're going to use to shape the egg and felt onto. I have some soap, and I also have a bucket of warm soapy water. First, what I want to do is get some thin white wool roving and start to wrap my egg in it. I'm going to take another piece of thin wool and go crosswise and wrap. I need to kind of smooth down as I go. Might do one more layer of that, go in the opposite direction that I just did. Now that I've done that, I'm going to wet it. My water is quite warm. It's probably as warm as I can tolerate putting my hand in. So I'm going to use it to wet the wool around my egg. Now it's a bit difficult because it likes to stick to you. You should have quite soapy water. And you have extra soap to rub very gently over. Well, it might help if you put it on your hands and rub it onto your wool. Very, very gently, you're going to start rubbing. Make sure all of the wool is wet as you do this. Now, if you're not familiar with felting, if you could imagine what happens to a woolen jumper or a sweater when you put it into the washing machine and it shrinks and all the fibers work together and tighten, that's what you're trying to do here. You may get to a point where your egg looks lumpy and like this wool is never going to fit onto this egg. That's actually a good sign. To help this process along, you may get some kind of netting. We've used an old sports bag here. You could also use some nylon curtain material. So what you want to do is just wrap your egg, hold it into position and just rub it. Okay, you're going to keep doing this until your egg becomes a bit more together. So now our egg has somewhat felted together. We're going to add some more colour to it. First, we take the first strand and put it vertically. And then we take the other strand and we put it horizontally. Turn it over and we'll do the same on the other side. First horizontally and then vertically. And now we're going to wrap it back into our bag and begin rubbing it again. When you've felted on your second layer, you can start adding some more colour. When your egg is wrapped in the new colour, you can put that back into the net and continue felting. Now that you have felted your first layer of colour, you can start adding some more colours to add more detail to your egg. Just remember to add them in a crossways direction. First one way and then the other way. Turn your egg over and do the same on the other side. Now you're ready to put it back into the water and the felt bag and to start felting again. Now that my egg is felted almost all the way, it's still a bit lumpy, still a bit loose, and if I pull these bits they will come off easily. Now I could spend the rest of the better part of an hour rubbing this in my water and my nylon bag, but I'm going to do a bit of a cheat and I'm going to let the washing machine do it. So I'm going to put it in the bottom of a pillowcase, and then I'm going to tie a knot. Now, there's my egg in here with a knot in the pillowcase. Now, I'm going to put that into the washing machine, and I'll see you when it comes out. Now it's time to find out how they turned out.
And this is my egg.
You want to look?
This is my one.
Oh, it's cute. Okay, this is mine.
Ooh.
Oh, it's fluffy. And last one. Do you want to do it? So there we have it, our 3 eggs. Now that my wool felt egg has dried, I'm about to cut it open. I'm going to leave a little section that I don't cut so that when I've finished with it, it can open and shut as if it's on a hinge and not fall apart. Okay, let's go. I've just finished cutting the felt off the plastic egg. I've left this little section uncut here so that our egg will open like a hinge. Now I just take the plastic egg out, and now I'm going to take some embroidery thread and my needle, and I'm going to blanket stitch along these edges. Okay, thank you. Blanket stitch here. I'm just going to bring my thread all the way through to the end, and I'm going to tie a knot here. Make it a double knot. Now, with a blanket stitch, we always come from the same direction. So from this, I'm coming from the front through to the back. Now I pull all the way through until I have just one little loop, and then I'm going to pull my needle through that loop, and then we start again. I'm coming from the front to the back, and when I have this little loop left, I'll insert my needle through the loop and pull tight. You can see along the top here it's starting to get that little pretty edge that blanket stitches have. Now blanket stitch is really good when you're making little felt toys. It's very sturdy stitch, so it's great for using to put little toys together. I'm just going to continue along. Now I'm just coming up to the last little part of my egg. When I've finished here, I'm just going to secure with a knot. Now I don't really want that sticking out, so I'm just going to very lightly thread through under about a layer of felt. As you can see my needle, you can't see the needle on the other side. I'm just going to bring it through here. And I will snip it close to the felt there. And here you can't see where it is. And I'll do the same for this one. Okay, now I'm going to insert the second piece of thread underneath that first layer of wool. You can't see the needle on the back. So through there, pull a little tightly. And there we have our little egg. Thank you for watching, and if you found this video helpful, show your support by giving it a like. And if you'd like to stay updated with all of my new tutorials, please subscribe.